I haven't even read it. I heard about it, and you know what? I'm glad things are moving. But because for the last, I don't know how many months, of the 10-member board, there have been 3 vacancies, and there are 7 members whose terms have lapsed. So I don't have any comment. I don't know those individuals, but I do know that ISAC is no longer, in my position, the entity that should be responsible for overseeing and administering College, Illinois. But we'll just take it as it comes. I have a responsibility, and we've got a week and a half to try to get some things done. I will present the amendment. I hope it gets past the Rules Committee, but I also am in the minority. But you know what is important about today is that the 35,000 families who have 55,000 contracts for their children and grandchildren realize that we are not going to lose sight of this issue, and we are going to continue, whether I am successful with this amendment of transferring the duties over to the comptroller. We're not going to lose sight of it. I plan to have hearings over the summer to discuss in greater detail the operations of College, Illinois, and where we need to go in the future. I do, and I think that the fact that we have a similar program in the Treasurer's Office, that they've had some bumps over the last few years. I'm not going to get into that, but I believe that the comptroller, because of the high fiduciary responsibility that they have towards state finances, is a proper place to have this program administered. Treasurer's Office has got their hands full with Bright Start, and that's a larger fund, larger contracts. So I think that, a lot of people have said that virtually the Treasurer's Office and the Comptroller's Office are almost one and the same, and there have been talks about merging them in the past. But I think that the Comptroller would be able to properly administer this type of program. The Treasurer's Office is only so big to be able to handle these types of duties, and Bright Start it's a lot of work. And they have, like I said, I think they have more contracts than College, Illinois. So I trust that the comptroller, whoever, over the next 3 years, if we're successful, and I'm not sure what Comptroller Topinka plans on doing, but I do believe that the office in itself, because of the responsibilities that they have, I think it's an appropriate place for the administration of the fund.
The program is running pretty significant deficits right now, moving to more conservative investments. Do you think there are people in the program right now that may not fully realize their full investment in their contract?
Well, that is the question of the day and of the month, the last 3 months. And I'll let Representative Hayes and Representative Sanger address it. But I've been talking to private investment consultants, and they believe that moving it back into a more conservative investment strategy will bring better results, get it back to a more stable level. But I'll let people more.
Things that struck me as extraordinary. Look at the aggressive, assertive investments in almost 50% in alternative investments. Had the fund gone with a more traditional kind of a 60-40 split as it relates to equities and other bonds, et cetera, the fund actually would have performed dramatically better. Not only would you have been out of this situation where you have this volatility, these wild swings up and down, but over a period of time, I believe the evidence, and I think the Cranes article bears this out, the evidence is that the more conservative strategy not only would have alleviated risk, it would have produced significantly better investment results.
My comment, and this is, people who are in it now, they more than anything else want to know what's going to happen next. And we don't know the answer on, whether or not this thing would have been fully funded if the change wasn't made, or if it's going to be fully funded because of the change they made now. But I can tell you for a fact that their investment policy has pieces of it that says you can basically loan money from the fund with interest, which I find of a particular risk, particularly if this is again, this is like a pension more than anything else. They have the ability to trade in stock options, which is a very risky instrument again, and the hedge funds, which we know already have crashed in real estate. So again, if you look at this portfolio and you look at the time horizon it has to be worked within, there's a really good risk right now that down the road in 10 years, you're going to have a situation where one of those things are going to crash and bring the whole thing down. So not to, again, the discussion we've had is what do we do going forward? So this is the first step, and at least moving it in the direction it should be moving.